Hey everybody, this is Deadpool Diva, your guide to I'm not entirely sure anymore. I've been super stoked and super excited on the Readyverse ever since I got early access to it. I've been a part of the Futureverse for over a year at this point. Definitely not a OG to the point where I ended up minting a fluff. No, I came in a lot later, and became a part of the ecosystem. I made friends. I joined the community spaces, a bunch of discords, followed their different projects, all kinds of stuff like that, and got really deep into the Futureverse. Now, to be clear, I got into the Futureverse because of Ready Player One. I had read the book, or I have read the book, at least 5 times at this point. I've seen the movie at least over 20 times. It clicked with me, and I feel like that's the same with a lot of people who are watching my videos, or a lot of people who were in Futureverse, because doing a bunch of research into Ready Player One led me down the rabbit hole, slightly pun intended, of Ernest Cline and Dan Faraday. Faraday again. Apologize if I'm butchering his name. Who supported the project of the Futureverse with Aaron McDonald and others. And that's how I discovered them in the first place. That's how I discovered Web3 altogether. If it was not for the Ready Player One movie, I would not be here. I would not own a fluff. I would not own any NFTs. I wouldn't have a crypto wallet. I wouldn't have a MetaMask. I wouldn't have anything. I am here solely because of the vision that was Ready Player One and how it tied itself into the Futureverse with the Warner Brothers IP and everything else. And I felt like it was a very good path. I'm just kind of using this episode to vent slightly. I am not a crypto guru. I am not a NFT guru. Like I said, I got into the space a year ago. I took a bit of a gap, a few months where I didn't really do anything. Yes, I do own a lot of the assets. Yes, I do talk to a lot of the members, but I do not know a whole lot about everything. I hope you guys aren't taking any financial advice from me because I don't even think my financial advice is a good idea for myself. Neither does my wife, for that matter. But I just wanted to state my current feelings on the whole matter. Futureverse is, as of now, in receivership. I'm not a business person, so I don't fully understand what that means, but it just sounds like they the debt collectors or whatever were like, hey, where's the money? And they didn't have it at the time, so they were completely within their legal rights to dissolve the company. Again, that could be completely wrong. Please correct me if I am wrong. But stuff's going away. Futureverse has created some bits of technology that they're saying is going to continue without them. That'll be open source for anyone to use. There's been a small push, I feel, towards the fluffs and making sure that they, have a place uh, in general, that they're going to try and build that IP up by itself, not attached to the Futureverse, but just by themselves. I am excited for that. I will try and be a part of that as much as I can. When it comes to the party bears, the seekers, the all stars, the goblins, everything like that, it's all up in the air. It's all going to be decided, hopefully within the month, soonish, so we can kind of start to pick up the building blocks of what is left. I appreciate everyone who's been commenting positive or constructive criticism in the Discord. I hate going on there and just seeing people bad mouthing Aaron or the company or anyone who worked for him, because I could be wrong, but I truly don't feel that it was their intention to screw us over at all. For that, just I guess to move on, I own 4 fluffs. I own a couple party bears. I own a bunch of seekers. I own all this stuff. I don't have any intentions on selling them. I actually ended up even buying a thingy and a buzzy, um, purely because they were really cheap. But I have an attachment to all of these collections. I really hope that something does come of it. I will do my best to try and help them live on. The Readyverse itself, I'm not sure what's going to happen. It was all tied into the Futureverse assets, so I haven't heard a word. I've heard a couple things about the different collections, but like the fluffs, but the Readyverse itself, nothing, absolute crickets. So I have no idea what's going to happen uh, to the Readyverse. I would love to continue to play. I'd love to see it grow, but it was tied into the Futureverse too much for me to say that it is definitely going to have a place next month. I'm not sure. I am looking into alternative things to post about on my YouTube channel besides the Readyverse. Because I've been brought into this Web3. You know, I said I was brought in because of Ready Player One, but I am staying because of what I now see in Web3, what I see in um, the economics of owning particular NFTs for collections that do make smart decisions and are at the forefront uh, of what is happening. There are a few projects that well, for instance, like the Tribe Called Rex that was heavily into the underlying blueprint, the UBF situation, and they had a whole uh, path laid out on the root network and everything, and that's kind of getting not scrapped but rewritten at this point. And there's a couple other projects that I'm following as well that I'm excited to see what they do. But it was interesting how I just looked internally uh, recently thinking, oh, well, is this it? Am I done with Web3? Am I, done with this channel? Am I done with all this? And I said, no, I, I've learned so much about uh, this technology that I truly believe is going to be a big part of the future. And I don't know if I'm going to get rugged or, lose my money in another sense, but it's something that I still want to be a part of. It's something that I want to be here for and invest in. So I thought that this would be a fitting place to do this in because I am out. Well, this was, I think, one of the first areas that I did a video in, but on top of that, I am outside the bounds of what Future Versus laid out. This is just the wasteland that is Hidden Hops. And yeah, it just seemed kind of fitting. Well, this was just a little bit of my rant. Like I said, please don't take my financial advice. Please look into things and make the decisions for yourself. But I plan on still being here. I plan on hanging around. I plan on being in the discords. I plan on participating where I can and helping where I can for projects and for people. So for now, this has been Deadpool Diva, your guide to TBD. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.